This recording is for Info 233. The presentation is entitled Vision of the Colony High Branch Library. So for the presentation today, we're going to discuss the Colony High Branch Library and the plan for its vision moving forward. So what we're going to discuss initially is we'll take a look at the background, the vision, and the mission. Then we'll take a look at some of the current and developing trends in education and technology and see how the Colony High Branch Library looks to address these issues. We're going to talk about the design of the actual physical space itself. We're going to take a look at the proposed budget. We're going to talk about the teacher librarian impact on the library, some of the expectations. We're going to take a look at the programs and services that we will look to provide at the library. And we're going to take a look at our users and stakeholders and how to get the community involved. So let's start with the brief background on the high school. So the Colony High Branch Library is located inside Colony High School in Ontario, California. This is in Southern California within the San Bernardino County. Currently, the high school serves 2,200 students roughly. The population is very diverse for the most part. The majority of students, roughly around 60%, are Latino, but the rest of the students are made up of a very diverse population. By and large, the area in general is perceived to be socioeconomically low and middle class income families. And the final piece regarding the library is the fact that it is a joint use facility. Meaning that it is open to the public as well, even though it is located on the high school within the campus. So now the mission and the vision for the library coincides with that of the school as a whole. And so its purpose is to prepare students for future success by educating, inspiring, and enlightening them on their journey towards higher education, careers, and adulthood. We share responsibility within the community and our high school to instill the values of social responsibility, compassion, respect, and lifelong learning. The vision reads, the library will align our school's efforts to provide a safe and enriching and nurturing environment for our students by establishing a staff and administration that is passionate about social, physical, and educational development of the youth within our community. We will focus on finding the best combination of programs and services for our students by emphasizing the current educational trends of technology, creativity, collaboration, and innovation. So now we're going to discuss some of the focus that the library has. We're going to take a look at some of the current trends that exist in education and specifically within our state and within our district. And we're going to break down what our plans are in regards to adhering to some of these trends. So, in regards to ideals, similar to what we just discussed in the mission and vision statement, we want to focus on social responsibility, collaboration, innovation, and creativity. Secondly, the school library likes to focus on technology, specifically in regards to STEM education, 3D printing, and assuring that students have the newest hardware and software available to them that is relevant to their education. As far as educational standards, of course, we adhere to the LCFF and LCAP and the Common Core standards. And in regards to the environment, as within the library, we look to delve into the realm of maker spaces and learning commons as spaces for students. Now, the library design is basically a plan to create a library that is modern, open, bright, and inviting. We want students to be inspired to use the library. We want them to utilize the resources, programs, and services by creating a space that they deem as fun and hip and cool, but also functional for their needs. So what we want to do is create a space that is very open and has tons of bright colors, tons of furniture and spaces for them to collaborate, study, work on their own, and we want dedicated spaces for programming as well. But the entire goal as a whole is just to create an open, bright, and inviting space that draws people in. So now our proposed budget is broken down into 5 main categories. So we're looking at funding for staff, facilities and maintenance, library resources and materials, technology, and miscellaneous equipment supplies and replacement funds. Now we'll take a look at the role of the teacher librarian and library staff in general. So for the teacher librarian, what we look to accomplish is we want a teacher librarian that will create and implement new and innovative programs and services for students. We want them to make sure that they align with the school's vision in regards to educational goals. And we also want them to receive input and feedback from the stakeholders that exist within the high school. All in all, we want them to basically utilize those resources to develop the best possible programs and services for our students. Now, we expect the library staff to be an extension of that, and what we want to see them do, first and foremost, is obviously aid the teacher librarian in their efforts to revitalize the library and provide the best programs and services. But essentially, we also want them to provide a high level of customer service, looking to help students. We want them to reach out to them, be friendly and inviting, and find ways to interact with them while also promoting the services, resources, and programs the library offers. Now, what are those programs and services? Well, as we shift towards this focus on technology and collaboration, we really want to develop programs that are going to speak to our high school students and make them eager to attend and participate and collaborate. So, what does that look like? Well, based on the examples you see here, first and foremost, we want to implement technology. So, one of the ideas we had for a class was a 3D printing class. The next one, we want teens to be able to have fun, interact, be social with each other. And the way we do that is by developing programs like a video game night where students can come. They could either bring their own video games or choose from a selection that we've purchased, and students can just get together, hang out, have fun, and play video games. Another idea that we had focused on STEM technology and STEM education, I should say. And so we want to develop programs that fall into that mold or that category, whether it be regarding science or technology. But programs where students can interact with each other and work on things hands on and really delve into different areas in regards to STEM education. And then lastly, we want to develop spaces that are collaborative and really adhere to getting students to get together and work closely. We want to develop learning common spaces so that students have a chance to really interact and brainstorm and work together closely for whatever their needs or wants are. So now we're going to take a look at who our users and our stakeholders are. Now, just to reiterate, our library is unique in the sense that it is open to the general public, but by and large, our main focus and our main stakeholders are our students. They're the ones that utilize the facility the most, and the majority of the programs that we offer are specifically tailored towards them. But we also have a whole separate set of stakeholders that, along with students, includes the teacher, the administration, and the parents within the community. Now, what we want to do with these stakeholders is make sure that we get them involved in this process to really kind of help assist in molding and shaping the library's vision. So, what we want to do is reach out to them and talk to them regarding their input and their feedback on the library services, programs, and resources that they would like to see the library implement. So there's a few different ways we can do that. With students, obviously, face-to-face contact, general surveys, reaching out to them, asking what their needs and wants are and how we can kind of help facilitate that. With teachers, again, we can reach out to them in their classrooms. We can ask them to let us know how the library can possibly collaborate with them on any lesson plans or uh, specific homework assignments, things of that nature, or if they're reading about a specific subject or they're reading a specific title, how the library can partner with them to help facilitate that. In regards to parents, we want to know what they expect for their children, what types of programs and services they would like to see as parents that they think would be beneficial to their students' education. And of course, the administration, we want to know how we can help in the big picture scheme in regards to a student's educational experience and how we can partner with them to make sure that the library is being used to the best of its ability. And lastly, we have our assessment tool. So our assessment tool was developed in order to answer the core library question: how does the library provide value to the community? So what we decided to create this spreadsheet that offers a host of 6 specific areas that we are looking to impact within the high school and for our students. And so we have 6 specific ones that we'll go over very quickly, but in essence, we want to analyze how the library is a partner in education, how they're a platform for print and digital resources, how they're a resource for technology, how they're a library or advocate for literacy, and how they are an area for student programs and activities, and then lastly, how they're a space for students. And so basically, what we want to do is we thought that those 6 areas were probably some of the more core components of an effective library, and we want to address those head on by developing questions that'll help us establish our effectiveness in each of those areas. And then we provided an evidence for this assessment. So once we established these are the goals that we want to address, we established a set of metrics for how we can actually provide evidence to see how our goals in trying to attempt to answer these questions are being perceived by the students, by the parents, by the teachers, and by administration. And so below on the bottom of the chart, you can see all of the different ideas that we have as a way to collect metrics and feedback for our effectiveness in trying to address these goals. So what it boils down to is ultimately is our library is committed and dedicated to serving our stakeholders and enriching the lives of our students through our resources, programs, and services. Thank you for your time.